Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Referrals Podcast. You knew that already, though, right? Because you clicked on the thing that said Referrals Podcast. You know you're at Referrals Podcast. You know you're in the right place. And I'm telling, there is something about being in the right place at the right time that matters. And we're going to talk about two people today who were at the right place at the right time to get referrals. I can't wait to share that story with you. It's truly about the power of connecting today. Here's the thing. I first and foremost have to thank you, the listener, the viewer, those of you that have shared this podcast, those of you that have rated this podcast, you reviewed the podcast, and one of those that reviewed it was McStewie. And I just want you to know that even if McStewie had said something totally off wall, like actually reviewed some other podcast on our podcast, which has actually happened a couple times, even if that had happened, I still would have read the shout out because it's McStewie. I don't even know if that's the real name, but McStewie, I love you and I love your name. McStewie said, I can't get enough of this podcast. And I should just stop there. Who can get enough of this pod? You can't get enough. You just can't get enough. Every episode is jam-packed with amazing ideas. Love it. And I've gone back to the beginning again because there's foundational gold in those episodes. Foundational gold. Who doesn't want to find foundational gold? I want to find foundational gold. And I'm telling you, if you haven't listened to episodes 1 through 4, maybe 7 through 10, this might be the time to put that on your schedule, to listen to those while you walk, while you work, while you do whatever you do. Check out Referrals Podcast. McStewie, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Here's the thing. Other than that, we got to pay for our podcast. We just got to do it. You've noticed that, hey, this is it's free for everyone. And the bottom line is one of the ways that we pay for this is RMS 21. We have a live event in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is going to be September 30th through October 2nd in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's only 3 or 4 hours from the Grand Canyon. You can check that off the bucket list. You can come to RMS 21, get a lot of referrals, check that off your bucket list because you want to get a lot of referrals, and that's on your bucket list, right? If not, it should be. That's why you're here, right? RMS21.com. We couldn't make it any more simple for you. It is RMS21.com. Go check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of live events, I have to tell you, this is an event that I live for. I know live and live is different there, but that's okay. But I want to introduce you to two of my favorite people in the world. Full disclosure, coaching clients, love them. They're awesome. We have a close relationship. We love each other. I have to just throw that out because I didn't want you to think that this was going to turn into some love fest. And it is. It actually is. It's going to be. I love these people. So that is going to probably come out in this interview. So I wanted to let you know up front. So there we go. That's my disclaimer, and I'm sticking to it. My first guest is Nicole Aldaz out of Gilbert, Arizona. She found her passion in the real estate industry in January of 29, but when you speak to her, you would think that she is an industry veteran, probably because in 2 years, she has been awarded the Diamond Award at HomeSmart, earned her GRI, ABR, ABS, SRS, and has invested in herself to become a certified referral trainer at Referco, and is a coaching client of myself. Her desire to help others discover the American dream drives her daily. When she's not busy helping her clients, she's an awesome mom to, listen, wherever you are on the children thing, I want you to listen to the next thing I say. 9 children, 3 dogs, and 2 cats. Listen, she doesn't have a home. She literally has a gymnasium, right? I mean, 9 kids, that's a baseball field. Literally, she has a baseball team for kids. And you gotta have dogs and cats for each base, right? So I'm telling you right now, we've got to welcome right now Nicole Aldaz to Referrals Podcast. Welcome.
Thank you, Michael. Glad to be here.
And she is here with one of my other favorite people in the world, Toril White. And Toril, as is Nicole, is a repeat to Referrals Podcast. She is an everyday game changer. And you know what? That's her motto. That defines Toril White, a licensed agent since the age of 19. There's some 19s in all of this stuff that's very eerie. She has now been selling real estate more than half her life, breaking records every step of the way in Sumner, Washington. She spearheaded the Give Back Big mission in 2018. Check out that podcast. For every home bought or sold, her team contributes 10% of their net commission to a local charity on behalf of their client. They are leading the way as the first give back real estate team in the industry, showing that you can not only reach your own dreams in real estate, but collectively you can change the lives of those you touch. Think big, dream bigger, and do not allow doubt to limit you. That is what her team is all about. With over 700 plus, I'm going to repeat that, with over 700 plus 5-star reviews. So go check her out. 700 plus 5-star reviews. Toril leads the most recommended team on the planet and in their marketplace. They live and breathe their mission, help people make friends, have fun, make money, and give back in all caps. And I'm telling you, that encapsulates our guest today. Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, Toril Schoepfer White.
Glad to be here. So excited.
Well, I'm excited, as you can tell. I'm telling you, I am. I'm like, Sherry's like, why are you so happy today? I mean, I get to talk to Nicole and Toril, right? And I've been working out. I've been eating better. I've been doing my morning ritual a lot better. It's like, these things add up to just like equate happiness, right? But is there anything that makes us happier than connecting with great people, with literally being in the same space with that energy, with that person, with that, that aura, that is truly there. And, I want to start with Nicole. Nicole, I want to start with how you began in the business, and then how did we meet? How did we connect for the first time?
Okay, great. Thank you. So I first got my real estate license in January of 2019. So not too long ago. In February, I went and saw Michael speak at a housewarming party talk. And during that, I signed up for the next event, which was Army of Ambassadors in March of 2019. So we're talking like 60 days of being licensed. Went to that event in Scottsdale, and life changer. That's when we met.
So that's interesting. So you went to a promotional tour event for a local event, and then that was a promotional tour for RMS 19, a promotional event for RMS 19. Right. So you just happen to get those back to back. Right.
Yep. Super.
I love that. So we met. How did we meet? So I'm speaking. I talk about the Army of Ambassadors. How do you build your Army Ambassadors? And I'm telling you, it's just because I'm busy, and it's like this kind of all day. We try to pack a lot of content in a small amount of time, and it's very high energy, upbeat, that kind of thing. So it's hard to talk to me sometimes, but not for Nicole, baby, right? She is not shy. If you got 9 kids, all that shyness, gone. You got to be courageous to have 9 kids, I'm telling you. So what'd you do?
So during the break, there was a table in the back, and it was talk about catalysts and sign up. I went to get some information, and you were there, and I said, hey, Michael, is this something that would work for someone that's been in the business for 60 days? And you said, absolutely, hand me your phone. So we went to my contacts. And
you gave it to me. What a thought, right? I mean, it's just, wow.
You gave me, you landed on an actual mortgage broker friend that I knew from the Little League board. And you said, hey, here's your event. And you just boom, 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 boom. And I was like, yes, thank you. This was amazing.
Yeah. So that's a fun game I play called Contact Roulette. Right? So you go to your contacts and you just go, actually on an iPhone, you actually now go like that. And it goes, and then you go, boom. And whatever name you land on, you do something. You can call them, you can connect with them on Facebook, you can write something to them on Facebook, you can text them, you can whatever. Well, I just asked, how do you know this person? And they go, well, we're on the board of the Little League. Okay. And boom, right? And so we took it from there, and you ended up doing an event for that Little League. right? Which was give a something.
Flick.
Give a flick. So you did a movie event and helped raise money and lots of baseball equipment for the Little League.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love that. I love that. Here's the thing. That's what an implementer does right there. You know, she's got like 75 mouths to feed. I mean, just because you don't have as many mouths to feed as she does, doesn't mean you can't take action on the information. I mean, right there, you could do contact roulette and figure out some type of connection or something you can do with the person that you match up with, right? Or delete them. If you don't know them, if you don't like them, delete them out of your phone. It's okay, right? Or change their name to Scam Likely. There's a thought. So now we're going to go back in time a little bit now. So Toril, how did you and I meet?
We met in Colorado at a Star Power retreat, where we were both honored to be stars, but you were actually speaking on stage and were hilarious. Like, you had talked about the commission, and I can't do the script like you do, but it's amazing. For those that have heard that script, I recall that it's my favorite. And I came up to you, you came up to me. Our worlds were meant to collide. And I just love and appreciate you, and I'm grateful for every minute that we've been.
I'm telling you, Toril has the secret. You want people to like you forever, just go up and hug them. I'm like, whoa, hey. And it's like, who was that? Right? That's Toril. It's like, oh my God, I love her. It's like, I just met her. Like, how'd that even happen? I mean, seriously, it was that fast. It was literally like,
tell me your script again. I'm going to write it down.
Yeah. So, all right. So Toril, now we got to do it for everyone. And honestly, some of you may not laugh. It's okay. But it's a real estate thing. It's an inside, like, my joke for the real estate world. But all right. So Toril, you're going to be a seller and you're going to ask me for a discount, right? All right. So Mr. and Mr. Seller, does it seem like that we're the team that could work for you?
Yeah, I mean, I like what you have to say, but I'm really looking for a discount.
Okay. So you're asking me for a discount, yes?
Yeah.
All right. So Toril, how many of the letter F is in the word discount?
No letter F's in discount.
Yeah. So what you're confirming is that there is no F in discount, right? Right? Is that what you're saying?
There's no F in discount?
There's no F in discount. I want you to know for sure there's no effing discount. I'm just saying, right? I just want you to know. But there is an effing fee. Ha! And that's coming right back at you. So I just want you to know. So that is my line, and I'm sticking to it. I have to tell you, I've used the there's no F in a lot through my career. We had a condo conversion that we were doing. We were selling it, and it didn't have balconies, right? And people were like, well, that place has a balcony, that place has a balcony. Let me ask you something. How many of the letter F is in the word balcony? And they're like, none, right? Yeah, there's no F in balconies. There's no F in balconies. It's easy to find. We're in the Country Club Plaza. There's 1,000 places around here. You go look for the building with what again? No effing balcony? No effing balcony. So guess what? They're going to find you really easily. And here's the thing. Look at that balcony. What's the square footage of that balcony? That's like 3 feet by 7. It's 3 feet wide. What are you going to do on it? What are you going to do on it? You can't even put a pot or a plant on that balcony. What use is that? You know what it is? Great place for people to get in. I just want you to know there's no effing balcony and you need to live it. And to this day, that's 25 years ago. There are people that describe their building as the one with no effing balcony. I'm not even joking. We had another subdivision where they didn't have a pool, right? They didn't have a community pool where some of the others had the competing were community. Oh, really? No effing pool. And you don't have to pay for it either. We're not going to make you pay for the no effing pool. Okay, so I've used that a lot. So, wow, did I not know that was coming up? Toril, that's gold. Thank you for that. So, all right. Now, let's fast forward to Battle Plan 2020, RMS 19 kind of, and the Build Your Army of Ambassadors event that we had in Arizona. And so, how did you two meet? right? So Nicole, I'll let you go first, and then we'll go to Toril, and then we'll kind of actually have a kind of a back and forth on that. So Nicole.
Okay, so at that event, after we did the test on the phone, and we found my client, my sorry, my mortgage guy, Toril was speaking in the afternoon, and she said that she was from Puyallup, Washington, and I thought, are you kidding me? I literally had a lead that needed to sell her house in Puyallup so that she could move to Buckeye because her husband's brothers lived here. And I was like, this is so amazing. So she was actually speaking at the time. So I waited till she was done. I went over.
Wait a second. You didn't run up on stage mid-presentation, interrupt her, and give her the referral? Because I'm telling you right now, Toril would have played that in some way. That would have been so beautiful. I just want you to know. So I'm glad you waited, though.
I should have just raised my hand.
Yeah. I will tell you that if it was RMS 19, you would have got tackled by security if you would have tried something like that. But at the battle plan event, you might have gotten away with it. So I love that you waited for Toril to finish. So great.
Yeah. Well, I did wait for her to finish, and I did approach her, but there was a crowd of people, and Johnny was standing there. So I was like, hey, Johnny, I got a referral for you guys, and gave it to him. Kind of how it happened, but I just gave it away. I told you, 60 days in the business, I had no, history of how it worked or what you were supposed to do. I was just like so involved in the moment and the atmosphere and the love and the generosity and the giving, and I was like, I got something for you. Here it is.
Isn't it amazing that at events around referrals, like referrals seem to happen? They literally, I mean, I'm not even joking that how many stories that I have heard from RMS 19, even RMS 2020, and all the events that I've done, or they meet somebody in the next 30 days or whatever it is, and they're like, oh my gosh, this person is like my ambassador for life. I love them. They've given me referrals already. And it's just, it is amazing. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to keep it coming, baby. Keep it coming. I love that. And so just for clarification to everybody, Johnny is Toril's husband. So Johnny White and Toril Schoepfer White are married. So Johnny was there waiting patiently for the star to finish with her line of people. And so Nicole gave her that information. Now, Toril, did you meet Nicole at that event? Did you get a chance to connect with her?
Yeah. Didn't we talk? I saw fire in your eyes. I remember that. Because we were table by table.
That's
just a brief introduction. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So the referral goes.
I think I have a selfie of us.
That was at RMS in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. See how this brings back the memories. So now, and what's funny is I was just listening to "Thanks for the Memories" by Foo Fighters, literally right before this. So I do not own the rights to the music. Now, Toril, you got that referral, and was it a seller or buyer?
Seller lead.
It was a seller. Okay. And by the way, Nicole, I have to ask because I'm genuinely curious. How did you get that lead? Like, you're only 60 days in the business. Where did that person come from? And yeah.
So that was actually given to me by my team lead. After I signed up and got registered, I joined a team, and he's like, here's a bunch of people. Yeah.
So it was like an internet lead, right?
Yeah, it was an internet lead to him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you converted it. First of all, that's, you got to realize you're in the top 0.5% right there. And then you connected them to Toril's team, and then Toril, who worked with that, and how'd that go? I really hope well, since we're recording a podcast right now.
And I think this is when I connected you to Lisa, right, Nicole?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Lisa worked with you on the referral?
Yes, ma'am.
We paid you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it closed, right? So it sounds like it went pretty well, right?
I know, we've done so many, transactions.
I know. We're sending to you. You're sending to us. It's a great deal.
Yeah. So this is definitely a referral relationship. They are exchanging referrals more often than just the first one, which is fantastic. The conduit has been built. The bridge has been built. And so that went really well. And then what was the next referral that kind of changed hands between the two of you?
It was Lisa actually was in Arizona and
So
called me.
Lisa Hudson, right? We got to give her a shout out. She's awesome. And so Lisa is the broker and also does listings on Toril's team. Actually does a lot on Toril's team. And so it was her personally?
It was.
She didn't move, did she?
No,
No, but she bought a property in Arizona.
She bought a property in Arizona. So this was a second home or a vacation home?
Yep.
What the Toril? What are you paying people? So I am now moving to Sumner, Washington, just so everybody knows, so that I can have a vacation home in Arizona. So Lisa bought, right? And what is she doing with that? Like, is it empty or can I stay there?
Nicole helped her do a bunch of research on creating a VRBO, and it's an income producing property now.
Oh, that's awesome. So Airbnb and VRBO. Wow, that's awesome. That is very cool. And then when she wants to stay down there, she can stay down there.
Yep.
Like RMS21.com, September 30th through October 2nd. I'm just throwing that out there, right? That's
Well, we're staying at the hotel because it's actually booked during that time. We already checked.
Oh, is it really? So here's what's funny. You can stay at a hotel for free, right? Or whatever. Nicole has 9 kids, right? I mean, there's no room at her house, so forget that idea.
I'm staying at the hotel also.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. And I would bet you wish you could do that more often. So I think it's
extra days.
Yeah. That's so smart on so many scales. It's awesome. So, all right. So then was there another referral that happened either back and forth? What was the scoop there?
So after I closed that house with Lisa, she was very impressed and continued to send referrals. And over the course of the last couple of years, actually, I received 14 referrals from Toril's team.
What?
I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
And my 15th one is from Neil Smith.
Yeah.
And his wife's cousin works for Toril,
Mm-hmm.
and her cousin is selling in Washington and moving here as well. So actually 15, really. Thanks, Toril. Love you.
Pleasure.
I guess we know who's buying drinks in Arizona, Toril. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm telling
We're
you.
gonna need more people moving to Washington.
Well, it happens, right? Or they get second properties. I mean, the Northwest is on fire too right now. So I love that. So here's the thing. So I was going to ask, how's the follow-up and follow-through been throughout the time? So I have to ask is, how do you guys stay in touch following the connection? Because, that's 90% of the battle. We all connect with people. We do. We connect with people every day. And especially at a big event, we connect with lots of people. So is the follow-up and follow-through systematized and structured? Or is it more like, well, there's been enough referrals there that it's just an update on referrals? So, Nicole, I'll have you go first, and then Toril talk about maybe the system side of it, if that's the case.
So mine is more about the relationship, right? So I love staying connected. Obviously, I love getting the referrals, yes, but more than that, sending the power notes and just sending text messages of encouragement and staying connected. I'm actually fortunate that I have family up near where she lives. So like my daughter was invited to her Pi Day, right? My daughter went down and met Toril and Lisa and
Wow, way to use your family. I love it. You're like, hey, listen, I know you can live anywhere, but I'm just saying Sumner, Washington is really nice this time of year. So at least live there 3 or 4 months, please. I have to throw something out real quick, and I'll get to the follow-up and follow-through. Is Nicole, in 2 years, how many transactions have you done?
probably close to 45.
Yes, 45 in the first 2 years. And I just want you to know 100% of it's because I'm her coach. Right, not. No, 0. Right, 0% of it is because, no, here's the thing. A third of it is Toril's team. A third of her entire business for the last 3 years has been Toril's team.
Right.
So, I mean, just that's like drop the mic stuff. It's amazing. Toril, how many transactions did you do last year or the year before or both?
About 350 to 400 in the last couple of years.
Yeah, so one a day, right? One transaction a day will keep a lot of people away. I'm just saying. And one transaction a day will also give you great relationships that stay, right? So it's one of those where, Nicole, you follow up and follow through because you're really you're and your daughter's in the area, and you've got these referrals that are really kind of crossing back and forth, right?
Yes.
So Toril, what's when you meet an agent at an event, what's your follow up and follow through on that? Especially if it's something that, man, it's Arizona, that's a conduit area, right? Or Kansas City. No, I'm just kidding. But, so how do you stay in touch following an event?
Well, usually like I build the relationship, like Nicole had said, is right away we clicked. Like her personality and mine, like they just matched up, and that's why I connected her with Lisa right away, because I knew that they would get along great. And it's really just been like through our social media. Nicole, she has been so generous. Like she sent me the most like awesome gifts, like this wrapping paper right around Christmas time. And she sent these adorable little cactus pins that they're all over that I use all the time. And she's just so like thoughtful. And I haven't sent her much, but she's getting a Yeti cup. I already sent her the thing to get one of our give back Yeti cups.
All right, hold on. I've got to drop in on the Yeti cup. You keep going in a second. But here's the thing. Like, this is the beauty of our community. Gen, I love it. Is Nicole went to Event Mastery and our Gen group, which, by the way, join gengen.com. We'd love to have you if you're listening to this podcast. Join Gengen, GENGEN.com. Join gengen.com. And, what I love is, first of all, that how many people don't want to ask for help. And yet here Nicole is like, hey, listen, where do you get the Yeti cups that are branded and look so good and so on and so forth? And I tagged Toril because that's a lot easier than me answering. And so Toril literally this happened like yesterday, right? Nicole, did you post that yesterday or today?
This morning.
Actually, I answered it today.
It was this morning.
The podcast, she sent me the graphic. So. Right.
So I love, and so now Toril's answered that, but Toril doesn't just answer the question. She's going to send her one, and like, here's exactly how we did it. And that I tell you, that's what I love about this community, that not just help, but like make sure they're really okay. Make sure they've got all the answers that they need. So Toril, I'll keep going. You follow through with agents that you met at conferences.
Yeah. And just like, you'll see questions that they post like on the Gen group, and just staying in contact, like text, to see, are they okay? I know Nicole like left me a review. I was doing a review challenge. And so she left me a Google review because I'm always on this, mission to be the most recommended. Just we're friends. Like that's what's so cool is these events bring you together, and then there's nothing that can tear us apart. So.
Yeah, I love that. There's something that I want to do a future podcast on, is just likability. I think we need, like, we do want to do business with people we like, respect, and trust, right? And likability may be the least important in some cases, but it's sometimes the most important to getting the door open, and both of you are so extremely likable, I mean, I don't like people at all, and I like both of you. I mean, and when I say people, I just mean the human, right? People. With you guys, I love you guys. And it's like, it's kind of like what, from the very beginning, I will tell you that I am a utilitarian, which is not like a Presbyterian, right? Utilitarianism is like, I like usefulness. And the thing that I love about Nicole and Toril, and that's what I think brings Gen together, is they're both master implementers. They implement. And I'm telling you, how do you get on Referrals podcast? You don't have to be gorgeous like these two, right? I mean, look at me. You know what? I have to tell you, it's just like, there's a lot of great looking speakers out there. I never buy any of their stuff because I'm like, shit, if I look, oh man, we got to edit that. Sorry. But it's like, shoot, if I look like that, like I could sell anything. Like people just want to be close to that, right? But with me, they look at it and go, that 7L system has to freaking be pretty good. I mean, because that guy is doing that well It's not the looks. And here's the thing. I think I'm a beautiful person, right? And I am a beautiful person because I built my life on love, generosity, and appreciation. I'm beautiful because of my soul, right? But it's one of those where, you know, it's likability is such a powerful tool, and people are going to like you more if you get stuff done and you implement. It's just a thing. People want to be around productive people. And here's the other thing, is people who aren't productive don't want to be around people who are productive. So if you want the people to get out of your life that maybe aren't as successful, sorry to say that, or are maybe weighing you down, keep being productive, keep being successful, keep going, because you know what? They will fall off or they will fall in line and start implementing. And that's the truth. I've seen that with teams. I literally just saw this on a team. I coach a big team, and like they had 2, and I said, all right, we're going to have a productivity challenge, 30-day productivity challenge. Here's what we're going to do. It's basically Summerfest. So, and guess what? These 2 people that were lagging saw everybody else, and they at first were a little snarky. This is stupid. This is it. And then they got on board. Day 3, they got on board. So it's one of those where, dang, I'll step off the soapbox a little bit, but you know, I love you guys. And that's what I love is you, first of all, you're likable, you're friendly, you're happy. And then you just top that with implementation, and it's a machine. Like, that is a referral machine. It is so attractive to be an implementer that it's not even funny. So I love that.
Well, when you have awesome ideas to implement, it's fun.
So where do you get great ideas to implement?
From you.
Oh, no, come on. Let's go bigger with this, right?
RMS 21.
Yeah, so live events, right?
Live events.
Yeah, so live event. And this probably sounds like a big giant pitch for RMS 21, and it is. But I want you to know that it's one of those where, like, the doors have been opened to the nation, and yeah, there's still COVID, right? There's still the flu. We have safety precautions. It'll be the safest event on the planet. But why are we crave live events? And when I say we, I mean productive people. When I went to Star Power, and Toril and I went to Star Power, that's where we met. We came out with a to-do list of 111 items, ideas to implement. Most of them didn't cost a dime to implement. When Nicole came to RMS, she came to the first one, it was housewarming party. She came to the Army of Ambassadors, and it was the yaps, I guarantee it. And then she came to RMS, and she created her own yap, right? So it's one of those where yaps are yearly appreciation plan and yearly ambassador program. For those of you that have not seen that or heard that, or you've been under a rock and not listening to Referrals podcast for the last 2 years. So here's the thing. First of all, what do you guys love about live events? Like, instead of like Zoom prison that we've been in for 18 months, you know, what are you craving about live events? What do you love about live events that maybe you don't get at a virtual event?
I'll share, like, I absolutely love it. I literally wouldn't be the person that I am today without live events, because the people that, especially with the RMS group and the generosity generation, is they can't wait to see you succeed, and they want to share all of the ideas that have worked for them and help you take it and go tweak it on your own to make it your own. And I'll tell you, like, that's the reason we have over 1,000 5-star reviews online. That's the reason that we did our give back. Like, we've almost given back $200,000 in the last 2.5 years, because I went to an event and I saw someone else create a give back program, and I copied it and tweaked it to be my own. And that was the reviews. I was at an event, and they're like, hey, you know, how many reviews do you have? And I was like, you know, I have 5. But my vision was to be the most recommended team. And so I'm like, how am I saying my vision is to be the most recommended team, and I have 5 reviews, right? So then within like 60 days, I had 100+ reviews. So just going to these events inspires you on another level that you can't even put into words. It's the energy, it's the synergy, it's the camaraderie, it's the friendships that really take you to that next level that you didn't even know you could reach. It's just like you're breaking through that ceiling that we all want to break through. And it gives me goosebumps, because I can't wait. I'll tell you, I haven't done an event for over 1.5 years. So I was doing them every couple months. And yes, there was COVID and we did some online, but I need this. Like I need to be re-inspired. I need to be around others that are making it happen. I need to be around others that have been there too. And we're going to figure out a way on our way. And so, yeah, I hands down, you don't want to miss it.
Awesome. Nicole, what do you love about live events that maybe we weren't getting from the virtual world?
So to play off of Toril, the first thing I want to say is that she always says, and I'm surprised she didn't say it now, is that she likes to be belly to belly, right? And so I always write that down. I always think about that. It's game changing to be in that environment with like-minded people who are trying to give and serve and uplift others. And from my perspective, since I'm new, right, I'm surrounded by people that literally want to help me learn, right? What am I supposed to do, right? Well, I mean, Michael, even to go back to when we first met and you said have this event, not only did you say have this event, you said Sherry's going to send you the information on how to do it. She connected me with a baseball league, a professional baseball league. She sent me the information of where you sent your stuff overseas and stuff. So it's not just like, hey, this is what you should do and watch us talk, right? It's like, I am going to serve, I'm going to give, I'm going to be there for you. Even when we go into, after our event and have these relationships and connections, you just recently did the book club and I met somebody in a breakout session. I sent her some wristbands. She's pretty happy about it. And I can't wait to meet her face to face in a few months, right? Her and her daughter, and when I went to Atlanta, I brought my daughter with me. She's all in for, the community and for Generosity Generation. And it's just, once it's the same thing when you talk with a client, right? Is it different when you just have an online link, you talk on the phone, or is it different when you actually meet them face to face, right? Yeah. So just relationships and being able to make that connection is very powerful for sure.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm not sure who said it, but I'm going to claim it. And it is like, conferences show you what's possible. You know what I mean? Live conferences, they just really show you like what's possible, what you can do. And that's one thing I also love about like RMS, for example, is that everybody who is speaking has had to have done what they are speaking about. It's not like that at a lot of conferences. It's not about what you're going to do or an idea you had. It's about, hey, I did this. I screwed up one. I did this again. I did it a little bit better. I still screwed up. And then I did this again. I still screwed up a little bit, but I got 209 referrals from it. Thank you, Cynthia Bear, right? I mean, it's like you got 209 referrals and screwed it. It's like, yeah, if I would have done this, I would have got more. It's like, what? It's a beautiful thing. So the other thing too that is just, I think, really powerful that you brought up with like Alicia attending at RMS 19 was like, if you have team members who maybe aren't quite sure how to think yet, because this love, generosity, appreciation, this 7L system, this Gen is new to them, and the system is new to them, you could teach them, which would maybe take you in a year. For some, I mean, speaking of Toril, it's like 20, we're coming up on 20 years, right? So it's one of those where she could teach them in 5 minutes maybe, right? But it's a lot easier if you, in fact, here's the problem though. When you teach someone, they don't hear you the same way when somebody else teaches you. Nicole, you've got 9 kids. You know what I'm talking about, right? I have 1 kid. I'm the worst coach he's ever had. You know what I mean? And I'm a great coach. I am a great coach, but not for my son. Not for my team. I remember going to a conference one time, Star Power conference, with 4 of my teammates. We were sitting around having lunch, and one of the gals goes, I heard the greatest idea today in a session. I go, oh, really? What was it? And she goes, we should be writing handwritten notes. Really? What would that look like? Oh my gosh. We should just be writing handwritten notes to our clients and the people after we meet with them for a listing appointment, after we meet with them on a buyer. And I'm like, that is the greatest idea. I'm over here sitting going, we have literally every one of our team meetings, something was about power notes. And it just like, but it didn't click until we went to a live event and somebody else said it. It is what it is, right? So the other thing that I love about live events, and I for those of you that don't know, I also coach football at a high school. And I also run Referco full time. So it's essentially I have 2 full-time jobs. But for football or for real estate or for speaker, I travel to clinics no matter what. And I just went to a football clinic, a live event, live football clinic. And the thing about it is when you're there. Like your head is finally, I mean, let's take a second right now. Scoot your chair back 3 and then look around your room. Like you look around your room and you're no longer in Gen world, 7L system world, real estate excellence world. You're in, oh crap, I need to do 7 things, right, for my to-do list. Oh, you know what? There's a Batman logo. I don't even know what that means, but it's a distraction, right? I have a Batman logo that says Michael on it. Don't ask why, but I truly believe that you should be yourself. Unless you can freaking be Batman, then be Batman. That's what I truly believe. So, but the thing is in a Zoom world, you go Zoom world, you think about it, and then life hits you square in the face. When you're at a conference, the aura brings you in and allows you to really just relax and think about your vision, your why, and where you want to go in this business. And by the way, Nicole, you can no longer say you're new. 40 transactions is basically 10 years of normal production in real estate. So, you know, you're more experienced than most of the people in your office and most of the people in real estate, just so you know. So I think it's one of those where I really wanted to get into this. What does it take to be a connector? And notice that neither one of them thought they were so great that they didn't want to go and ask a stupid question or be unapproachable. Both of them very approachable. Both of them wanted to be approachable, and both of them were courageous enough to approach because you know what? They're curious and they wanted to learn. Learning is attractive. Honestly, that was a secret to my success in Kansas City. I interviewed all the successful people in Kansas City, or a lot of them, just because I was curious to what the heck does it take to be successful, because I didn't have a clue, right? So that's the beauty of it. And then the other thing is just be likable, be natural, be yourself, and then follow up and follow through. Follow up and follow through. Here's the thing. We'd be having a different podcast today if Nicole had sent that deal to Toril and Toril never called Nicole back. Yes? Would that have been a different conversation? And by the way, do you think that happens in the real estate world every single day? You guys think that happens? It does, unfortunately. So I'm telling you here's what I hope. I hope people go back and listen to this again and again and again and again to try to capture the essence that you two ladies have. I don't think I did a great job of it. I really don't. I'm still trying to put my thumb on the magic that is Nicole and Toril. And I think it's one of those where here's what I want the listeners to do. This is my challenge to you as listeners. I want you to listen to this. And then I want you to post in GenGen, join GenGen.com, go in there and say, Michael, you're an idiot. Here's the essence of Toril and Nicole. Here's the essence. Here's what I got from this podcast. I want you to do that. For anybody that does that, I will reward you. I got to be careful saying that. I did that one time with like a TV, and then we had like 27 comment. And it was very expensive to the company. But I will reward you in somehow, some way. If you listen to this podcast, you review it again, and then you say the essence of Toril and Nicole is what I got from this podcast is. And let's put our thumb on it, because I'm telling you right now, you have two of the most referable people in the country right now on this podcast, and we can learn a ton from them. And I apologize. I do for being an amateur interviewer trying to get to the essence of what you guys have done. So there's my thoughts on that. What do you guys think it is?
You always make me blush.
It's the truth.
Well, honestly, what I'm thinking is I cannot wait to meet people at our MS21. But I'm overly excited because because it's right here in my backyard, right? And
Yeah.
it's going to be amazing. So that's literally what I was thinking as I'm blushing with your compliments. So thank you.
My grandma used to always say, whoever has the most friends wins.
There you go.
Aw,
That's right. Who said that?
My grandma.
Your grandma. Your grandma was very wise. And so, you know, we have to wrap up the podcast just because it's simply we're at that end of the time. But it's one of those where I'm seriously challenging the listeners this time. I don't always do this, but I'm challenging the listeners. I want you to tell me what the essence of their likability, the essence of their respectability, the essence of their trustworthiness, the essence of their communication. What is it that makes them so referable that we can take as a lesson to make ourselves more referable? And that's my challenge. Go to joingengen.com and share with us what your thoughts on this podcast episode are. We're right in the middle of Summerfest. I know some of you, if you're listening to this after the month that this is released, Summerfest is done and gone. But, you know, during Summerfest, I always challenge them to listen to an episode. I challenge them to listen to this episode. This is the one. So, ladies, I just want to first and foremost just say thank you again for coming on. It's always a pleasure. Nicole, you're in Arizona. You're hosting RMS 21. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you for being on. And Toril, always the warrior princess, right? Doesn't Toril mean like the warrior princess or something like that? What does Toril mean?
Female warrior.
Female warrior, the warrior princess, right? So you're too young to be a queen. We can't say warrior queen, right? Warrior princess. So you're a referral warrior princess for sure. And so thank you. I appreciate you being on again, as always.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Every day on our Zoom huddle, our team says, I am a referral generating magnet. That's we say it every day.
Right. And then you got to do the hand motions, right? Bring it in. Bringing it, right? I love it. And by the way, those of you that are just listening to us right now and can't see us, I am like drawing my hands towards me. Like as the referrals are coming in, I'm embracing them. So I am a referral generating machine. I am a referral generating magnet. It's all attractive. It's all good stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for listening all the way through. Once again, my challenge is still up. Go to joingengen.com and share the essence of this podcast, the essence of referability, the power of connection. What happened here? I need your help. You're here to help me be the detective to find out what that is. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Go to joingengen.com and share those. Also, if you liked what you heard in today's podcast or you saw in today's podcast, please rate it, review it, and share it with someone you know. And if you're so inclined to join us in Scottsdale, Arizona, please go to rms21.com and register today. The price does go up at the end of this month, just like it does every month. But the bottom line is you can check out rms21.com. We've got 32 great breakouts with speakers like Toril and like Nicole, who are going to give you their secrets to success, but they're not just going to do that. They're going to give you the recipe so you can go home and cook up some success for yourself. So check it out. I love all of you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a listener. We'll see you next time on the Referrals Podcast.